Welcome back, Mushroom Man Toad here.
And I'm WobCorp's head of interactions for Minecraftia, but you can call me Wim.
And we're here today with something awesome for you. As you've probably read in the video title, Mushrooms Mod version 0.0.3 is out now.
And we're here today to give you an in-depth coverage of all the new features.
So I'll be taking the first part of this video and talking about all the non-tech stuff in this update.
And then I'll take over to cover all the awesome new machines in this mod release.
So strap yourself in, because this update
is awesome.
Alright, so let's get the important stuff out of the way first. The Elemental Grindstone is finally fixed. And I don't mean fixed like it was in 0.0.2 or 0.0.2 Beta 1 or Beta 2. No, this time it actually works consistently as intended. And speaking of the Elemental Grindstone, it now has a recipe. And speaking of recipes, it's not the only old block to get one. All of these blocks from 0.0.1 and 0.0.2 have received crafting recipes, so you can obtain them without having to find those sometimes elusive Glorylands or Shadowlands biomes. And while we're on the subject of changes, there have been two more things that changed from previous versions. First of all, the Argonite stick recipe has been updated to this. Yay, cheaper tools for everyone! The other change is that Luberian ingots no longer wither you while holding them. While it was a neat proof of concept, it just didn't belong, so it's been removed. Finally on this note, the debug block and light debug block have been removed from the game due to being uselessly redundant. Alright, on to the features, the things we're all here for. Let's start with the simplest one, the Experience Collector. The crafting recipe for it is on screen now, but I would encourage you to install JEI if you want to play with the Mushrooms mod. All the crafting machines, like the Elemental Grindstone, are also JEI compatible, so it's just super helpful for navigating the mod. Anyway, the Experience Collector is basically a massive XP storage unit. To use it, you're going to have to craft another item, the Channeling Stone, that recipe on screen now. To deposit experience, right-click the block with nothing in your hand. This will attempt to deposit exactly 30 XP levels into the Experience Collector. If you don't have at least 30 levels, you'll be met with this prompt. Shift right-clicking the block with nothing in your hand will just deposit all of your XP levels into it. Now that's all well and good, but now you want to withdraw that experience. Well, this is where the Channeling Stone comes into play. See, this stone acts as a kind of medium between this storage unit and a player's XP bar. Right-clicking this block with the Channeling Stone will attempt to withdraw 30 XP levels. If this collector doesn't contain at least 30 levels, you'll be met with this prompt. As you may have guessed, shift right-clicking this block with the Channeling Stone will withdraw all of the experience inside and place it into your experience bar. If the collector is empty, you'll be met with this prompt. And that's all there is to the Experience Collector. At least for now. Next up, we have the Spell Altar. Its full functionality isn't quite in the game yet, but that doesn't mean it's not useful. Right now, it can be used to get access to more of a particular kind of ingot that you may be short on. This works by cycling through Argonite, Luberian, and Crematilian ingots when you right-click on the altar while holding one of these ingots. This costs 1 XP level per transmutation. The cycle proceeds this way while right-clicking, and goes backwards while shift right-clicking. Another major addition is the World Crystal. These crystals generate at the very bottom layers of the end. They contain two different types of energy, Magic and Endergy. These amounts are randomly decided as soon as the crystal spawns. These crystals can be attuned to one or the other type of energy, but once it's attuned, the other energy type cannot be accessed. Wim will give more information on this later in the video. What I will say is that it can be attuned to magic by placing it on the magic extractor and then pulling it off. This will allow you to view the amount of magic that is in the world crystal by hovering over it in the inventory. Just hovering over it will show a rounded off estimate of how much magic of each type is in it, while pressing shift while hovering over it will show the exact amounts. The Endergy attunement is currently not reachable in survival mode, but is planned for the next update. Something else to note, and Wim again will explain more later, is that if all of the magic or energy is drained from a crystal, it will collapse into a primordial rift. This rift cannot be traversed, and nothing seems to be coming through it, but it will have more functionality in the future, I'm sure. The rift will eventually evaporate over a short period of time, with no apparent long-term effects on the world. There is one interesting thing you can do with it right now, but to explain that, I'll have to cover another new set of blocks in this update. These are the pillars. They are the pillar, the distortion pillar, which is currently only decorative, with functionality planned in the future, the item pillar, which will receive functionality in the near future for displaying items, and the stabilization pillar, which can be used in conjunction with the primordial rift. Placing these pillars within 2 blocks on any axis around the primordial rift and 1 block below it will add to the rift's stability. If at least 20 pillars are in the area around the rift, it will never evaporate. Besides this, there are a few new crafting items in the mod which are used in more complex recipes. All of these recipes are on screen now. And with that, I'm going to give this over to Wim to cover all of the new tech in 0.0.3.
Thanks, Toad. In this update, there are 3 pieces of WobCorp technology available for use. These are the Magic Extractor, the Magic Transfer Device, and the Magic Storage Cell. I'll start with the Magic Extractor. This device is used to drain the magic energy from world crystals. To do this, just place a world crystal on top of the Magic Extractor. The Magic Extractor will then drain magic from the crystal at a rate of 1 per tick per magic. Opening up the GUI will allow you to see the amount of each magic type in the machine at any given time. This is approximated by the bars, but can be seen exactly by hovering over any one of the bars. As Mushroom mentioned earlier, once a crystal has been fully drained, it will collapse into a primordial rift that eventually evaporates over time. The rift can be removed immediately by placing a block over it. Next up is the Magic Transfer Device. This machine is used to transport magic through the air over short distances, up to 5 blocks away. When placing it, it'll always face away from the face of the block you right-clicked on to place it, but it currently cannot face vertically. It will attempt to drain magic from whatever block is at its rear and send it off in the direction of its node. If no block within 5 blocks in a straight line in front of it can hold magic, or if there's a block between it and the block it's trying to target, it will not transfer magic out of the block it's pulling from. The type of magic it transfers defaults to Eternox, but can cycle through all the types by shift right-clicking the block. The amount it transfers defaults to 0, but can be cycled through the list of values on screen now by right-clicking the transfer device. Finally, we have the Magic Storage Cell. The block is crafted with the recipe on screen now and can store up to 100,000 of any single type of magic. Similarly to the Magic Transfer Device, the type of energy it can receive can be changed by shift right-clicking this block. However, once it has any amount of any type of magic inside of it, the type can no longer be changed until the cell is empty again. The cell will fill up proportionally to how full it is visually, but the exact amount of magic it contains can be viewed by right-clicking the block. That about sums up the current magic transfer system that's been set up in the Mushrooms mod. Back to you, MMT.
Alright, so there are some features in this mod that haven't been fully fleshed out yet, so they're still creative mode only. There are a few of these I'll leave you to explore on your own, but I'll show you the spells mechanic now, as it's going to be one of the biggest parts of the Mushroom mod. First of all, you'll have to give yourself a Power Orb. This item holds the charge needed to cast spells. It starts off with a base maximum charge of 500, but this number will increase slowly as you cast more spells. Every spell has a certain charge cost to cast. When cast, a spell will drain the orb by that charge. The orb slowly regains charge one at a time over varying lengths of time. Alright, now, onto the spells. These can be obtained using the command on screen now, replacing spell type with the spell you want. For example, to give yourself the Eternox spell, use this command. The spell names must be lowercased. Only 2 of the spells currently have functionality, but they're still fun to play with. These are Eternox and Foprosity. I won't show you what these do now. I want you to try them out for yourself, as they're a lot of fun in my opinion. Some other spells have textures that you can view in-game, and these are listed on screen now. Other than that, just check the creative inventory to see what else there is for creative-only items. Also, more information on all the things discussed in this video can be found at the wiki linked on the CurseForge page and in the description of this video. The wiki isn't complete yet, but it will continue to be updated over the next several days. I also need your help testing this mod, so if you can, please download the latest version and try to break the mod. Report any issues you find to the issue tracker on the CurseForge page. But that's about all I have for this video. Wim and I hope you're as excited to play this new version of the mod and see what is to come as we are. As always, I hope you enjoyed. This has been Mushroom Man Toad.
And I've been Wim.
And I'll see you in the next one.
Which is gonna be awesome.